Welcome back everyone to episode 14 of Let's Play Rule the Waves. I did start this battle. We had started at the end of the last time. I just moved us forward a little bit and had formations set up. The good news for us is we have the Tiger and we have the St. George, so how could we possibly lose? And of course I might be recording this episode for it never to see the light of day, because if nothing interesting happens, I will just, continue on the way, give a status report. The good news is it's pretty early, so it'll take a long time for it to be really dark, although the stormy weather is not exactly what I wanted to see. Try to get these guys back up ahead. So the stormy weather is actually going to be quite limiting. Now our mission, should I choose to accept it, which I do, is just to take out a few ships. This is a coastal raid. There's no main objective though. So what that means is that we are free to basically use our own discretion to take out a few ships, and then that's all we need to do. Looks like this new formation is sufficient to take us home. Oh my gosh, why are they... Our vision is getting smaller and smaller, which I don't like. So yeah, maybe I'll just skip this one. Now, the goal is, of course, that we have to take out as many enemy ships as possible for as long as possible. Actually, let's just get you guys to go, like, support line ahead. Ideally, it would be really nice if you would patrol in the screen formation, but since that's not feasible, we'll get you to just be yet another outside escort. I don't know what happened there, but I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this should not be anything concerning us quite yet. I'm pretty sure that the first few ships we're going to find... Stopping mid-sentence was quite intentional, as when you see this many ships, you are now kind of reassured that this is the main group. You're running into the main group. Looks like we have a destroyer and a battleship. That might actually be true. Let's go ahead and get everybody to prepare to launch torpedoes. I'm not going to speed up. I'm just going to allow this... Just allow their line to just go through us. Hopefully... Okay, so that means this is actually the heavy cruisers. This is the front of the fleet. How are we going to miss from this range? We'll find a way, I'm sure. Let's get the St. George to turn away. Okay, the Zenta was hit by a torpedo. Huh, she basically took it for the St. George. I very much doubt she's going to survive this fight. We'll get her to just go completely stopped. And for as long as possible, we'll maintain complete stoppedness with her. Now, we could actually engage this. Now, this is exactly what we want to do. Oh. Switch sides, switch sides, switch sides. Let's get you to not be AI controlled, because we actually need you to engage. Okay, we did destroy one destroyer, but for the cost of a light cruiser, obviously not worth. Their fleet's to our east. Okay, how do we do this? Disengage, probably? No, we need to sink at least a few more ships, because I want to end this tragic blockade. So I'm going to spin everyone back to the left and down. We'll see what happens if I do this. Get these guys to come around to support. And the St. George spin south as well. Everyone spins, everyone spins. This is their main line. Okay, that's fine, just get her out It's not fine, but just get her out of range and everything. Okay, St. George leading the way. Jupiter leading the way for St. George, actually. Okay, we have Nembo class is already sinking St. George. Please rearrange your firing targets. There we go. So this is what we want. St. George. Well, no, we don't want the St. George firing at this Italia class, but that's the group we're going to be going after. I'm going to go ahead and speed up to 17. Okay, let's just go up to 18. It's what we're going to want eventually anyway. Squad max for you, so that you can actually pull in. Now, we could launch torpedoes here, so let's just hold out hope that we can actually get a few torpedo hits in. Unfortunately, the Jupiter, let's actually have you specifically engage. If you can actually get a torpedo shot off, this is really well worth it. Admiral Spawn's launching torpedoes. That's probably not a good thing. She's likely launching torpedoes at destroyers, which we don't care about. Okay, this is a new destroyer type. Wow, St. George, I mean, I think you'd want to fire at something more useful. Oh god, we forgot our battleships. So we need these guys to peel back just because we got to bring them back into the fold. Okay, whoops. Something like this. Habsburg's actually already starting to engage, which is fantastic. Okay, come back like this. Let's go to 20 with you guys. I do want you fast enough that you get into position quickly, but I want you to be able to continue to form your group, which we just can't do if you guys are too spread out. St. George. Good. This is better. This is much better. What do we have going on here? We have the Zerini's competing with the light cruiser. Well, guess what? Guess who wins between that? Silly guys. A little bit more, please. Thank you. Okay, well, we are launching torpedoes, and we're getting a few hits off. Oh, yes. So we actually got a hit. Let me slow this down back to normal. I was wondering why things are getting a little chaotic. So this battleship has gotten a hit, which means we're going to drive our ships a little bit closer. Swing by with our light cruisers. Maybe even the... Wow. Oof. Lots of action on this turn. St. George hits. Serenity hits with 6-inch. Habsburg hits twice with his 12-inch guns. And Habsburg also uses its 6-inch guns to hit the naple. Wow, Habsburg, you're really getting work done. It's very impressive. Down to 17 just to let everyone catch up. How about that? St. George pummeling the enemy. Good sign. We're actually going to send the light cruisers to thread the needle here. Hopefully discourage some of their ships from getting too close. Okay. Whoop, belt extended for St. George, but she's a tough old cookie. Don't expect that that'll knock her out of the fight. This Italia class is just charging right in. But that's okay. We should have the ability to get a lot of close range shots at it, since it doesn't mean... you'd imagine it doesn't mean to be getting this close. Okay, and this is chaos, but sometimes in chaos, torpedoes prevail, and our torpedo ships are much closer to them than the other way around. I'm looking exactly at you as it gets far. But if we only just take this battleship out and end this little journey, I'll be quite content with that. Okay, their destroyers got really close, obviously, but our battleships are pretty far away, and this Italia class is heavy damage. I mean, going down. Even just one more torpedo hit would be enough for me to be extremely confident in that kind of victory. Let's get this one to actually go up to squad max, slow the Sig as far down, let her kind of peel away. The Zenta, if I'm not mistaken, is the one who's sinking, so her going to AI control, not a huge deal. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're just raking this Italia class, which I think is probably sinking now, and even the Tiger's going to go in there and, you know, hero status confirmed by probably launching another torpedo and sinking. Now let's see what's going on here. We are firing at their... We have a naple class now. This is good. Let's get this Jupiter to really turn in hard, because everyone's going to be shifting that direction, so... Yeah, this is good. We'll come around on the bottom side. The wind should be in our favor, and our screens are in a good position right now. A very good position. I can't imagine this one's going to survive. These Italia class hits, yeah, still on that one. I mean, not a tremendous amount of penetrating hits, a lot of 6-inch gun hits, but the torpedo plus the other 5. Plus, we can always circle back. Let's just make a mental note of where this one is. It's about the full radius of our gun width from the coast, in between this little diagonal run back to the from southeast northwest. Okay, sorry, that's northeast southwest. Okay, would have been nice to actually get this Tiger. Maybe we'll even get the Tiger to engage this. Go and do your due diligence, Tiger. And let me actually pay attention to what's going on here, because this is more important. Oh, so the naple is quite closely engaged right now with our Aurora and our Jupiter, our St. George, our Habsburg. All these guys quite heavily engaged with this naple class, which is a battleship. And we are launching some torpedoes, which is fantastic to see. No hits, though. Okay, so this is good. We've actually kind of cut off the naple from the rest of the fleet. We'll try to take advantage of that. Heaven knows it'd be nice to land another torpedo hit, but, you know, we'll count our blessings we even got one. Unfortunately, she's also going to be doing a little bit of a number on the St. George, who is doesn't know the meaning of pull away or retreat or anything, so she'll just continue going. Look at this, 4th 9-inch guns. At this range, I think it's effective. Let's find out what kind of penetration we have. So from... It's 1,000 yards away, and at 5,000 we penetrate 6.3. I'm pretty sure we're penetrating everything at 1,000 yards. The naple having 8.5-inch belt, yeah, so I'm pretty confident that she's penetrating at this point. Let's open this up a little. Jupiter was hit. Okay, well, you guys are more screening than doing anything else, so let's pull back a little bit. Just because we don't need you to get that close here. You're overextended a little bit. Okay, so now this is, whoa, the Vienne is actually still targeting this Italia class, despite the fact that it's, oh, it is just barely in vision range. St. George still getting pummeled. Well, pull away, St. George. You've done good enough luring her in. We took a belt hit, which did not penetrate. These are light guns, but a belt extended did. The Roma's pummeling the Jupiter. It's actually engaging the naple. Turn away! Turn away! They're kind of turning away too, so we actually have sucked this one off. Yeah, okay, that's another 12-inch hit on that ship. We're not even going to go back for that one. I'm pretty confident it's going to sink. Let's see if the Tiger wants to launch torpedoes. St. George still firing or not? She refuses. I mean, I'm the one in command of her right now, so it's really me refusing. But I just roleplay a little bit, and, you know, you got to imagine that the St. George crew, who's never backed down from a fight, who took on those 3 or 2 heavy cruisers in that one solo engagement and came out pretty much on top. She's not one to back down from a fight, even if it's against a heavier ship. And here we go. They're just slugging it back and forth, naple and St. George. Let them go. We'll let them go. And St. George looks like she's actually pulling ahead, you know. It's got some several hits, light damage. You'd classify the St. George's damage as light damage as well right now, so we are going to speed up. I'm not interested in a fair fight. St. George maybe, but I personally, as the Admiral, am not. So what we're going to do is hopefully get the other battleships to contribute. Although, goodness, she is really doing good work. That's like 5 9-inch hits in the last 2 rounds. So 3 here and 2 more. Got a conning tower hit, but it didn't penetrate. And a belt extended waterline hit. That's very dangerous. Okay, is this from the naple? It is. Well, let's bring you in really close. The reason why I want to do this, Cormax, you're still fast. Encourage launching of torpedoes. St. George, goodness, look at that. Now the Zrinri is starting to hit, the Habsburg's starting to hit. So things will even up a little bit here. But it looks like that she's now on fire. Heavy damage on fire, yeah, that's very good. And you can see that their destroyers are kind of desperate to help. But we've done a very good job of keeping our screens on the correct side. So that's not going to happen. Another shell burst limited by coal bunkers. That's good. Sometimes it's nice to have coal burning engines. But she's still returning. She's at least dishing out as much as she's getting. So, and we think that this is likely at the end of the Naple class anyway. Who is now turning in. St. George just refuses to stop firing her 9-inch guns. It's been a pleasure having such a likable ship in the series. I don't think I've had one that is just so enjoyable. Okay, yeah, and this is good, just landing these random hits. I'm actually going to turn us up. All of our ships have a little bit of damage, but right now I like our chances of going after them. So what I'm going to do is kind of let the Habsburg turn up. We're going to still pursue... Where is my Tiger? My Tiger is supposed to be engaged in the Naple class, but does not appear to be doing a very good job of that. So we're going to turn to head north, just to pick off if we can. Actually, we'll head you guys stay safe from the destroyers. We just want to pick off a few escorts if we can. Although, you know what? Really not the time of day to be doing it. So, belay that order. Go ahead and swing back down. This is the St. George. We'll circle around. It's kind of silly, but we will circle around. Something like this. Oops. I don't know. I just want both of these guys to turn this way. Just to make sure we put the Naple down. Okay, this is the St. George, so that means the heavy... Okay, that's good. So we will still have our screens on the correct side, which is important. Yeah, and they're turning back now, probably realizing that they might be overextending a little bit. And this is a decent enough line. So now what we are going to see here is our ships bypass the Naple for one final volley. And then we'll go ahead and just leave. Vacate the scene. Mission accomplished, in my opinion. Another good fight. Our crews are just veteran at this point, so we hit more often. This guy got a little cut off. That was an AI decision mistake, but I mean, this gunnery accuracy, I think, is just purely a product of the crew training and also the fact that we've been in so many battles. And having a smaller fleet, I mentioned this in the comments, but having a smaller fleet has the advantage that your ships are engaged more often, so therefore your individual ships should get better experience faster. Oh, that looks like hit. But it was not. I guess not. She's actually turning too, which is a little worrisome. Means that maybe she's not sinking yet. Let's get these guys to zag back the other way. We will also zag back the other way. Because we do not want anybody escaping here. Okay, there's another torpedo. And that's a hit. Well, that's going to call this one to a close then. I'm not worried about the rest of the ships. We should be okay. So, just start turning everyone to AI control. Let's just do it right now, in fact. I'm not even going to wait to get out of range because sometimes that doesn't work out well. So that's it. Go down to cruise speed and away we go. Yeah, but this is interesting. Why are you guys... Okay, yeah, well, very good. We sunk 2 ships. Yeah, fantastic. But can we reform? There we go. Now we're reforming. Except for the tiger, who... What in God's name are you doing? Well, I'm not going to ask questions. Just going to let it happen. Whatever you want to do, tiger. So it's surprising. When I first started this episode, there was no heavy rain. Oh, tiger spotted a ship. So are they pursuing us, in fact? Maybe. But they're not going to be going fast enough to catch up now. If I knew what kind of ship that is, I would consider engaging. But now we're doing well enough. Okay, good. So let's go back. Fine. It doesn't matter. We'll just go cruise speed around. Maybe slowly meander our way back. Nearest Austro-Hungarian port is pretty far away, so... make our way over here. Mediterranean usually doesn't have such bad weather conditions, so... Well, very good. I'm pretty happy with this, obviously, for extremely obvious reasons. We sunk a battleship and a destroyer, and we only lost a light cruiser. That light cruiser needed to be replaced anyway. I'm surprised it wasn't the Sigurdsvar, because I've given her kind of a hard time. Okay, very good. So, in the end, light cruiser. Only light damage to other ships, which is good. Hopefully we don't lose one to port. Oh, right, we sunk 2 battleships. Of course, I forgot we had the first one, which was a nice torpedo hit, and then the second one we just pinched off and slowly gunned it down. So they're 800 points for 4 surviving merchants. Not a huge deal. Very good. And I do kind of hope this war ends soon, if I'm being totally honest. It's time for us to, like, you know, there's an ebb and flow to this game when it's proceeding at its best. And the ebb and flow is, right now we're too much in the ebb, too much on the combat side, and not enough on the flow, which is the campaign mode, the ship designs and all those things. So unfortunately, it looks like a lot of my battleships were considered damaged. And the St. George takes 3 turns, my goodness. Very surprising. I mean, we'll consider this shore leave because she has fought well. So, But I mean, it's a bit surprising to me. Why does she need 3 months to repair? But that's fine. So hopefully that's the end of that. Aha, very good. So, better defense. Another fleet battle. Yeah, well, this is surprising. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and... This is nice. It was only a 20-minute video, so this was nice, quick action. This is the reason why I can't decline anything, though. We have unrest level 7. Our government is basically on the brink of collapsing, which means I lose. So this will be the shortest Rule the Wave series that I've ever played, and one of the shortest ones probably on YouTube. So I would prefer not to do that. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to record this video, treat it as episode 15. If it turns out to not be that great, not that exciting, because they only have one... Oh, no, they have 1 dreadnought, supposedly, and 5 battleships. Yeah, and I know that I have a few battleships that are out of port, but just look at this crew quality. Elite for everything that's not a minesweeper. So we definitely have a distinct advantage in gunnery. And unfortunately, I can't see the almanac to see how many ships they have left, but this is probably a good estimate. So I guess because the next one is right away a battle, I'm just going to call this episode to a close here. I'll start here, but you won't actually see the action until I get in range of the ships, because I won't even start recording until that happens. So anyways, thanks for watching this episode. Go ahead and let me know how the series is going, like the ebb and flow, if it's really this war dragging on too long, because technically this is what people want to see, is eventually your ships do well in combat. But my own opinion on it is, gosh, we're already on episode 15 or something, and it's all been one war with Italy that has gone well for us, but just taking maybe too long. So it's because normally I can blockade them and the shoe's on the other foot, but hasn't been the case. In fact, it's us staving off the unrest. So, but that'll do it for me, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.